On February 12th, 2009, Poptropica's canon broke for the second time with Big Nate Island. It was based on a book from a series called Big Nate! Big Nate is not only a comic strip that is still published on a daily basis, but it is also a book series that continues to this day. I am not being sponsored or anything, but for nostalgia's sake, you can pre-order the newest installment of Big Nate on Amazon right now. I personally never read Big Nate. I was more of a Dork Diaries girl, you know? A Dork Diaries island would be kind of amazing though. Anyway, the Big Nate series was written by Lincoln Peirce, who also drew the entire island. I also think that this man in the comic shop is supposed to be Peirce. I mean, it looks like him, and this guy does not have a picture on the wall like all of the other Big Nate characters, aka everyone else on this island except for Captain Salty, who I will spill tea on later. Also, R.A. Montgomery, the author of Choose Your Own Adventure, was in Nabuti, so I would not be surprised if Peirce made a secret cameo himself based on his most famous book series. Peirce was also featured in the Daily Pop, Poptropica's former daily web publication. The Big Nate comics were once here as well, and Peirce divulged something he has never told anyone before in a feature called Creator Clips. I still don't know what it is, and if I did, I would not want to spoil it here. No, never. So if you can find this pearl in the elusive time capsule that this island centers around, Ginny here estimates that it is worth enough money to save the school, which Mrs. Godfrey confirms. Let's quickly do the math here. I found this school in Detroit, Michigan, a city with a notoriously low-ranked school system. It cost about $29 million to bring up to modern safety standards. Let's say this school here will cost $10 million to repair. It is so small and it's still very disheveled and not up to code either. Like it's literally about to close down. That means that this pearl would have to be worth about that much. A real life counterpart would be the La Peregrina pearl, which sold for about $11 million, but was way smaller than this pearl we find on the island. From my visual estimate, it looks like it's about 3 times the size of the La Peregrina pearl, which means it was probably worth around $30 million. I am not a math expert by any means. This is just for fun, but I just wanted to see how valuable the pearl was. If my estimate isn't too far off, we totally should have sold it and split the money. If only nosy Ginny hadn't seen us. I mean, not to call her out of her name, but she was literally inside the school. Did she follow us? Did she stalk us too? Because Nate was following us all around the island. Anyway, the largest pearl ever found was called the Giga pearl. Yes, I know, etymology can be a meme sometimes. It also plays a role on this island. I realized that Seal Saw Rock is called Seal Saw Rock because it has these adorable seals on top and it moves up and down like a seesaw. Fun fact, this is called a portmanteau, which is defined as a word that is a combination of 2 different words. The secret room of the school has a calendar with the year 1963 on it. Guess who was born in 1963? That's right, the amazing artist of this island, Lincoln Peirce. There also happens to be a photo of President Abraham Lincoln on the wall of the detention room. Coincidence? Now to expand on the importance of art. Outside of being Poptropica's first island with a completely different art style, Big Nate Island pays a very blatant tribute to this diverse field of study in many ways. First, there is an entire shop dedicated to comic books, a unique art form which has survived and appreciated today for their educational and entertainment value. The posters on the walls of the school are also very purposeful. I mentioned one from the basement and the detention room, but look at the posters in the laboratory with me. This poster parodies a famous work of art made by Rudolf Zallinger called The March of Progress, which is a chart that depicts humans evolving from monkeys, based on Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. In this version, the mischievous Big Nate evolves from a fish. Can you name a movie or picture that parodies this drawing? It is very famous, but many people have criticized it for being inaccurate. Another notable work of art in the laboratory is this poster, which reads Think Green, referencing the color you have to make to concoct the scandalous stink bomb. This not only teaches color theory, a common topic in art classes, but also seems to combine the colors on Big Nate's shirt. yellow, and blue. The common room of this island is a doozy itself. As you probably guessed, Cap'n Salty's is a popular seafood restaurant in the Big Nate comic. However, the man the restaurant is named after, Cap'n Salty, is a character exclusive to Big Nate Island. As of this video, and according to the Big Nate wiki, he does not appear in any of the official Big Nate comics. How special! Now for the theory of this island. A lot of smack is talked about school, and this is not the first time it has happened in Poptropica. It happened on Sharktooth Island, it's happening now, and it certainly happens later. Look at the way school is represented in Big Nate Island. It's disheveled, underfunded, and underappreciated by the island's main characters. I think that this was purposefully done to undermine the concept of organized education, specifically that run by power-tripping instructors and structured schedules. Instead, I think that Big Nate Island advocates for and encourages the process of learning things by yourself, much like Poptropica as a whole. This is perpetrated by context clues, which are the only thing that lead you to the stink bomb, also known as another one of Poptropica's iconic chemistry lessons, and the process of trial and error through the various minigames on the island, which lead you to achieve the medallion and gain more knowledge. To be clear, I do not think that this island is completely denouncing the idea of organized education, but rather offering a different perspective of education for the impressionable youth in its target age range. I find this theory, if accurate at all, to be ironic, because based on a lot of YouTube documentaries I have seen based on Poptropica, many people discovered the game in their school computer labs. At one of the schools I went to, Poptropica, for whatever lame reason, was blocked from the school's IP address, which is crazy work. At another school I attended, I would occasionally see kids playing Poptropica, but I am chagrined to admit that I was in my Animal Jam phase and stuck to that capitalist virtual society while other kids played the coolest game ever. I changed though, I promise I changed. That does it for Big Nate Island. I was kind of hoping we would get to do more work in the sky. After all, we had that privilege on early Poptropica Island, Spy Island, and Nabuti Island. I have not played our next island before, so I can't say for sure, but it sounds like Astronauts Island will send us to the moon and beyond. I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching!